If carrot cake's on the menu, I'm getting it.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Friday, May 26th, 2023. This is The Drop. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Podcast listeners and carrot cake lovers, this is for you.
Next to him, it's the bearded one, my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Ayo.
Ayo. And last but not least, over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer, JD.
Hello.
There he is, and here we are. Shout out to the stream team joining us live right now on YouTube. Go get your No Dunks merch over at nodunks.com. And hey, once you're done with this classic, make sure you check out yesterday's No Buffs podcast where we recapped Survivor 44's finale and after show. Broke it all down. TK, JD, and myself. No Buffs. Own YouTube feed. Its own podcast feed. And it's going to be a little dormant now till Survivor 45 in the fall. But thanks to everybody that joined us live and listened to the podcasts and leaves those 5-star ratings and reviews. We really appreciate it. Obviously, I have a lot of fun breaking it down. Tass, what do you think of the finale?
Fun season
real
for
quick?
you guys. The finale, really quick. I didn't watch the after show.
Okay, that's fine.
I
Who cares? You didn't miss
2.5
anything.
hours. I know, you never really
No.
do. Pizza. Champagne. I saw them pouring the Sherlin champagne. Going into break, and I said I was done. Entertaining in that I thought all three of the finalists had a shot.
Okay.
I mean, they made us believe that anyways,
Yeah.
even though we kind of knew one didn't really have a shot.
Yeah, okay. Well, go check it out. No Buffs, it's up. On today's drop, we're going to discuss the NBA exploring the idea of penalizing floppers in-game. We're going to talk whether or not the Sixers really want to keep James Harden. There's a report from Brian Windhorst about that. And we'll end with some rapid-fire fun about toe socks and summer movies. But the Boston Celtics, once again, staved off elimination. Last night, beating the Miami Heat 110-97 in Game 5. Boston never trailed. Put together a masterful game, really, on both ends. And they became just the second team in NBA Conference Finals history to force a Game 6 after losing the first 3 games of a series. 2010, Orlando Magic did it against the Celtics. They were down 3-0, won the next 2, but lost in 6. We'll see if that changes for the Boston Celtics. What was that sound?
What? Yeah,
I'm looking over at JD. It seemed to be a
That was a
little
new
chime.
sound.
Yeah.
It was like a
chime
very
I think
faint
somebody's
chime.
has to make the next draft pick now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hit something by accident. It's just a little alert. It's just a little chime.
Tiny alert.
Yeah.
Pleasant.
The alert is we're working on Memorial Day weekend because we got a Game 6.
We go in the
Because
game
the
6,
Celtics
baby.
honestly destroyed the Miami Heat here in Game 5.
Yeah. I think people are getting a little ahead of themselves thinking that this series is now over for the Boston Celtics. Basically like the same way that people thought it was over after the Heat were up 3-0. People are jumping
So you're
to that
saying
conclusion.
people are saying it's over for the Heat suddenly now?
Well, yeah, however you want to say it. Yeah, the Celtics are going to take this series now.
Okay,
Yeah, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, more people are on that boat. I guess because so many people picked the Celtics coming into the series. All I'm saying is it's not over. Although last night it was over in a friggin' heartbeat. The Heat didn't get back to single digits after they went down double digits, which is surprising for this Miami Heat team that always fights back. So it is scary hours for the Miami Heat to see Boston playing at this level. I do think it was different than Game 4 in that the Celtics did start playing defense in Game 4 in a different way, but they didn't do this to the Miami Heat. So I think you could take that as a positive for the Heat. They got hit in the mouth in the first quarter this time. They know that they just can't become lackadaisical like they did even on the first possession where Marcus Smart digs, gets the ball out, and Jimmy Butler doesn't hit the floor. Marcus Smart does hit the floor. They turned that into 2 points, and it was just downhill from there, just a snowball effect. The Heat are a prideful team. I think they will put forth a far better effort. And, yeah, there's lots to look at. Like the Celtics bellwether X-Factor guys and Derek White shooting 6 of 8 from 3, Marcus Smart shooting 4 of 6 from 3. That's this kind of stuff that it's very unlikely to keep up. And that's why you don't go down 3-0 because it's hard to shoot that well for several games in a row. But the defense is going to be there for the Celtics, it looks like, in Game 6. Will the shooting keep up? To be determined.
TB determined.
Yeah.
To be determined.
determined.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It makes it sound like a name. Like
Right.
TB determined.
Tom Brady determined. sure.
Tom Brady determined. He is, man. He's determined to maybe come back from another retirement. And speaking of comebacks, Boston comebacks, in fact, it's all about the Celtics defense. They've been awesome
Yeah.
these past 2 games. Smart has been setting the tone. They forced 16 turnovers in Game 4, 16 turnovers in Game 5. Then they're getting out on the break and looking for three-pointers, shooting better than 40% in these last 2 games. These last 2 games have been Celtics games. They look like they did during the regular season, probably the best they've looked since the first round. I guess maybe that Game 7 against Philadelphia, but that was really just Jason Tatum going off. I thought Tatum had a really, really nice game. I guess he wasn't the leading scorer for the Celtics, but the way he was hitting the glass, the way he was playmaking, you could tell that the Heat were trying to take him out of rhythm as the game went on because he was so aggressive driving to the hole. Eventually, they started collapsing on him, and he was doing a great job of finding shooters outside, and then the role players were coming through, hitting threes. The Celtics have found something against the Heat zone. They know they got to move the ball a little bit more. However, it's keeping them out of the lane, which is the entire point for the Heat. But the Celtics are shooting over the top of it and making it now. They're going to have to make them again come Game 6, and that's a road game, so we shall see.
Yeah, I thought Jason Tatum set the tone offensively, and you already said it, Marcus Smart set the tone defensively. First possession for the Celtics on defense. He strips Bam on that game-opening sort of drive. He dives for the loose ball, Smart does, feeds Tatum, who scores in transition, and then Tatum once again, it's like 4-4, it's mad early. He has a huge dunk, and then the corner threes, because the ball was actually moving, they just started raining down, and they just hit a million threes there in the first quarter. They're up 23-7, Boston is. That place is going bonkers, and they end the period up 35-20, when Smart hits a 3 at the end of the actual first quarter. And yeah, what was really amazing was not that hot start. It was them just sustaining that every time the Heat made the tiniest run. The Celtics defense would lock in. They would hit another 3. Mazzulla would call a timeout, which he's been doing over the last couple games to stop any sort of momentum. And they just continued to keep the Miami Heat at a distance to the point where Spo decided, with like quite a bit of time left in the game, all right, shut down Jimmy, shut down our guys here, and we'll go home to Miami and see if we can take care of business in 6.
Great stuff from Joe Mazzulla, as the stream team's calling him Mazzuca Joe.
There you go.
I think going small has obviously been the right call. Derek White has been thriving since getting a lot more minutes. They look faster than the Heat, which I think is a key here. You're not seeing a lot of minutes where Horford and Williams are sharing the court. I don't even know if they were on the court together at all last night. Grant Williams has become an important player for the Celtics once again. He's doing a pretty solid job of being a sizable guy on Jimmy Butler, which I think has kind of taken Butler out of the game. But the motivation is the key for Joe Mazzulla. He's got the guys playing for him right now. They've got belief that they can pull this off. They've got fight in them for sure. And I think it's also like pretty cool that you see the zone and like, go hit the offensive glass. 12 offensive rebounds for the Celtics last night. And like you're saying, it felt like every time the Heat were coming close, almost going to get a stop, a deflating offensive rebound, which oftentimes turns into a three-pointer.
Yeah, they won the second chance point battle by double digits. So that's obviously motivation and excitement that they didn't have in the first 3 games, and turned around going into Game 4, and they carried it forth in Game 5. And I just wanted to say that Game 4 and Game 5 were different in that the Heat didn't get blown out in Game 4 the same way that they did in Game 5. So maybe that's just the impetus for them to wake up going into Game 6, because it didn't happen. You got to play from the first possession. You can't turn it over. Bam has to be a little bit better, knowing that the Celtics are going to defend. And I think he did get better from half to half. He was 5 of 6 in the second half with only a couple turnovers, but had 4 turnovers in the first half, and was just a little slow to get into his moves. Wasn't aware that Marcus Smart was digging. They weren't bringing all those hands that they have last year when they went to the finals. That's what they were. They were just amazing at showing Durant and Irving hands. So now we have a Game 3 that obviously injury concerns on both sides coming out of this one. Just like going into this one, Gabe Vincent not there for the Heat, and I thought he would play number 1 because he was questionable going into this one. And anytime you think a Heat culture player is questionable, he's going to play. But also, after he turned that ankle in Game 4, he did come back and play for a couple minutes. He hit a shot and then went out of the game. So if he does play in Game 6, that's an emotional boost. But It is, it's a bit of a downfall to see Kyle Lowry come in there and just the Celtics threw him off too. Let's be honest.
Horrible.
He was bad.
I'm the biggest
over.
Kyle Lowry fan there is on the planet. He was garbage. I don't know if something was wrong with his hand. He had no feel with the ball. Brutal turnovers, forcing things that weren't there. Him and Bam, I thought, were like early on in that game. Credit to the Celtics defense, super active, of course, but some of those from Lowry is like, what are you doing? And they're gonna have to hope sort of Gabe Vincent either comes back and takes that starting role, and maybe Lowry in the bench production is fine. Lowry's been good throughout the playoffs. That's the crazy part. Like, Raptors fans were taking a bit of a victory lap dance.
Victory lap
dance. What do I got on my mind? I guess we were talking about Vegas the other day. A victory dance because Heat fans all season long were like, Kyle Lowry sucks, Kyle Lowry sucks, Kyle Lowry sucks, which he sort of did in the regular season, missing time and all that. But then he looked incredible for a majority of this Cinderella run for the Miami Heat. But then that was the Lowry that you saw a lot of times during the regular season. So you got to hope, if you're a Heat fan, that was just throw that one away and he gets back to being sort of the Lowry that can hit those threes and take care of the ball and obviously take a charge or two and set the table, because he was bad.
We shall see. Yeah. 15 points in game 1 for Lowry. He's scored 17 in 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
So he has definitely fallen off a little bit, but I think kind of missing the forest for the trees if we're worrying about Gabe Vincent and Kyle Lowry. Gabe Vincent played 28 minutes in Game 4 and the Heat still got blown out. The key is that Jimmy Butler has to be playoff Jimmy. We haven't seen him really yet in this series. Celtics have completely untracked him. They're seeing a lot bigger guys on him, a lot more Jason Tatum guarding him, a lot more Grant Williams. When it is a small guy like Derek White, somebody's coming over and doubling right away. So Jimmy's not getting the looks he wants. He was just too much in the background last night. And then Bam, this has been bad Bam. 6 turnovers last night, 3 assists. He did get it going a little bit in the second half, but the game was already over at that point, so I don't really care. He's got to do it in the first half. He's got to be their second best guy. He was huge in the first 3 wins. Since then, he's really, really been struggling. Your stars got to be stars in the playoffs. That's why the Celtics were losing. Jason Tatum was playing terribly in the first couple of games. When your best guys aren't your best guys, you're not good.
Yeah, Tatum controlled the game, like we said. Jaylen Brown finally found his shot, too. He hit some threes there early in this one. Huge. That's huge. You guys said Derek White was on fire. Smart, 5 steals, 23 points from him. I thought Time Lord was great in his limited minutes, I guess. He only played 18 minutes. He was perfect from the floor. He had that block on Jimmy Butler out on the perimeter where he just swallowed up that 3-point shot from Jimmy. So he was good. Everybody contributing. And, they just played more like the team we had seen in the regular season, or at least the stretches where the defense is just everywhere, active, hitting the floor, working the glass, pushing the ball in transition. And moved the ball. When they were moving the ball, they were getting great looks, and they were hitting those threes. And that's the big difference too, no doubt. Games 4 and 5 here now, they've hit a bunch of 3-pointers. They need to maybe not have that many, but they need to hit them at that sort of close to that 40% clip where they're basically, 38-2 or something like that when they hit 40%. It's an insane number where they
38-2, I think is what
40% of their 3-pointers. That's right.
Yeah, and 16 made threes is humongous for the Celtics just because they take a bunch. But I think the bigger number, honestly, is 23 3-pointers attempted for the Heat.
Yeah.
The Celtics are running them off the line. Duncan Robinson had a really nice game last night. 18 points, 7 of 10 from the field. A bunch of really saucy floaters that we were seeing, but that's a win for Boston. If Duncan Robinson is putting the ball on the floor and shooting a 2-pointer, that's exactly what they want him to do. You're not really going to get beat by Duncan Robinson driving to the hoop. So really good stuff from the Celtics to keep the Heat from getting hot from 3. Because, they made 39% last night. That's a nice percentage. They only made 9. Not enough.
Yeah, the Celtics also just so on top of everybody from the get-go, and the Heat were just sloppy, turning over the ball. And when you start running it down the other team's throat, and the Heat were sort of just fat-fingering it a little bit, just throwing the ball all over the place, and just a little less sure-handed last night. That was big. The 16-9 turnover loss battle for the Miami Heat. You just can't turn it over like that. And I think that's where Gabe Vincent comes and helps out, especially if Lowry's just going to continue to stink it up. Just to be a little bit more sure-handed, ready to fire, because he has been good shooting the ball. So that just keeps their rotation the same way. And I wonder if they do make a rotation change, considering that Game 6 is a Game 7, really, for the Miami Heat. They got to go home and win this thing. I wonder if Kevin Love comes out of the rotation for Caleb Martin to start the game, just to go for it because Caleb Martin has been phenomenal. He just can't stop. So, did they find something with Haywood Highsmith playing really, really well off the bench? I don't know.
Worked for Lonnie Walker, have a good game in a blowout, and then come and do it when it actually matters. So I think he should at least play in Game 6 in Miami. Friendly confines.
He's athletic. Why not?
But I don't think he needs to start. I think you still got to start Lowry. You got to hope for a throwback. You got to start Cody Martin. He's a guy who can, or Caleb Martin can at least bring the ball up the court, give Jimmy a little bit of rest. But the ball has to be in Jimmy's hands all the time in Game 6. He's got to really be the point guard because they need a huge Jimmy game. He hasn't had a huge one for a while here.
150 teams have faced a 3-0 series deficit in NBA history. Only 3 teams have forced that Game 7 where they all went on to lose, but the 03 Blazers, the 94 Nuggets, and the 51 Knicks. Who can forget the 51 Knicks? But all 3 of those teams that I just listed were lesser seeds, right? Playing objectively better teams. So that's not true here with the Celtics. When you look at the regular season, obviously the team that went to the finals before, and it's something we've already talked about. Like, if this is going to happen, it would happen in this situation where the number 2 seed was down 3-0, and then they're the one that comes back, especially with home court advantage there in Games 5, which they took care of business, and potentially in Game 7. Do you also believe, like, it's must-win for the Miami Heat in Game 6, or you wouldn't be quick to say it's over and it's like an automatic Game 7 win to Boston at home?
I think every Game 7 is a 50-50. So I don't think it's over if the Heat lose Game 6, but I'm with Tass. Game 6 is Game 7. Like, Jimmy should be prepared to go 48 minutes, 53 minutes if it goes into overtime. Same with Bam. Like, with all of the banged up players on the Heat, you need huge performances from the stars, and they got to be ready to go as long as possible.
You'd think Jimmy Butler will perform in Game 6, and it is a little bit creepy, but it sort of mirrors last year what he did against the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. That also went 7 games. This one hasn't gone 7 games, but the way it started through the first 5, eerily similar. He started 41 last year, 29 in Game 2, then 8, 6, and 13 in Games 3, 4, and 5, and then bam, 47 job in Game 6, and then 35 in Game 7, where he was masterful the last couple games. So, the Celtics came back after Game 3. A great story by Jay King about how they met, and assistant coach stepped up and said, "We had a bad week. Let's hold each other accountable. Let's come back in Game 4." They did that, and I think the way the Heat are in that locker room, I think they'll do the same type of thing here, where they're a little bit on each other to not let the ball slip out of their hands to start the game and that kind of thing. So I think we'll see a better Heat in Game 6.
We could have an iconic game on Saturday night, in all honesty, Game 6 here, with the Heat trying to become only the second number 8 seed to go to the finals, Celtics trying to force this Game 7, trying to become the only 4th team to even get it there after being down 3-0. Jimmy, after the game, said, we got to play better, start the game off better on the starters, make it more difficult for them. They're in a rhythm since the beginning of the game. That was very true in Game 5. But we are always going to stay positive, knowing that we can and we will win this series. We'll just have to close it out at home. So Jimmy, doubling down on, don't worry, we're going to win this. But I'm with you, Trey. He's got to play much, much better and just be more forceful and, start getting to the line and all of that, because it's been sort of quiet here for at least the last 72 minutes of this series.
He did have a 20-point half in Game 4, but it went under the radar a little bit because Tatum really took over the game, and it felt like Jimmy was just trying to keep pace with Tatum and couldn't really get the Heat over the edge, and that's what happened. But he's obviously got it deep in the bag, but I don't know, it's getting harder and harder because it feels like every time a Heat player falls down, it takes him 2.5 minutes to get up because something's wrong, right? Like, Max Strus went down at one point last night. He looked hurt. Caleb Martin went down at one point. He looked hurt. Gabe Vincent sprained his own ankle. Kyle Lowry going through a lot of injuries. Kevin Love had an injury in Game 3. Is that what it was? He only played 5 minutes or something like that. He has not looked good coming back. Cody Zeller, healthy and handsome. He's the only guy who's not getting hurt out there.
Any random notes from this one? You guys were on playback last night, taking in Game 5, which got out of control pretty early. But yeah, anything you got randomly?
What did you think of Tyler Hero's outfit? That was a lot of talk on both the broadcast from Stan Van Gundy and on our playback. Was the white backwards hat with the white striped two-piece suit that many are calling pajama-ish. Did you like that more or less than the black striped with the purple bucket hat?
I liked it more. I liked it
Same.
more.
Universal
mainly.
agreement here.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Stan Van Gundy as well.
It's
He was
true.
A purple bucket hat's a lot to get over for people, I do believe.
Okay.
I
Are we
think
get-
that is, scrap the hats. I like the game 4 look better.
Scrap
The hats were a problem.
Right, the purple bucket.
Yeah,
hat,
that's all you could look at in game 4 was the hat rather than what he was wearing. It took away
True.
from his
Very
outfit.
true.
Well, what about scratch the hats, scratch the suits, put on a jersey? Could we see Tyler Hero at all in Game 6?
They showed him warming up in a headband. The guy loves headwear now. Headwear hero.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, I don't
I
think
He
think
just got cleared to start doing stuff, right?
Yeah.
doubt
it
it.
feels more like a must-win game. If he was ready, why not bring him in the game where that's at least you got a little bit of a leash here in game 5? I think that would have made more sense than
So you don't
game
think so?
6. No, I think we'll
I'm
see
with you.
Gabe.
I don't think we see him.
I'm guessing we'll see Gabe.
Right.
I mean, it's ignorant. I have no idea. But he got a couple days off. He's a tough dude. It was odd. I think everybody doesn't remember that he did come back, and then he hit a shot, and then he left. So good sign, bad sign, I don't know. They're also not telling us whether it's a grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, keeping it under the wraps. But it'd be nice just to fill out the rotation. Kyle was just lost a little bit. He's been playing fairly well. I know his numbers have come down, but he just knows how to not turn it over when he's with the bench players, but not with the starters apparently.
Anything else?
I don't remember anything. Jason Tatum threw a funny pass when he just like whipped that behind the back one.
Jason Tatum played like a perfect game for 99% of the game, and the 1% was a very weird behind the back pass
He was just
to
feeling
Jaylen
it,
Brown
man.
streaking, and it went like 40 feet ahead of him, and everybody like Jaylen Brown was even like, what?
Yeah, shrug
What are you
emojis
doing? And it was like,
all around.
All right.
Yeah, we're up 20. I mean, that's a
Yeah, exactly.
Steph Curry, like, let's screw around type play.
That's a dagger highlight kind of play right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
exactly. Malcolm Brogdon didn't play in the second half because he got a partial tendon tear in his elbow.
Yep.
You saw Peyton Pritchard minutes; those didn't go well. So that's something that could.
It's not a concern if Derek White plays the way he does.
No,
Who
but you got to play a lot. I mean, he's got to play. Derek White's now starting, so you got to play 40, 45. So yeah, Derek White is on fire. Obviously, both ends. He's been playing phenomenally.
Yep.
Game 6, Saturday night in Miami. And here's what we're going to do. It's Memorial Day weekend on Monday. A lot of people will have the day off here in the States. So we're going to podcast on Sunday from the Classic Factory. So we'll be recapping whatever happens in Game 6. Either Miami punches their way to the NBA Finals, or we got a Game 7, baby, and we'll have to drop the Zaza after a Celtics win if that's to happen. So we'll be here at 10 a.m. Eastern on Sunday morning, and then we'll take the Monday off. Makes sense for everybody?
Sounds cool to
Right?
me.
Why not? I think we're getting like a legendary game here in Game 6. I got a really good feeling. We've had a couple blowouts now. Celtics have looked awesome for, 3 halves in a row, going back to the second half of Game 4. But or at least I got a feeling that, of course, Jimmy and Spo are going to they're going to play with a lot more force. And I think both teams will. So I think that's going to make for an iconic game here.
Yeah,
I'm
Jimmy
very
is
excited.
slowly but surely getting closer to guaranteeing a victory. After the Game 4 loss, he's like, all I'm going to say is that we're okay. This one he said, we're going to win, but didn't say guarantee.
Right.
I guess he's saving that in case.
Jeez.
If they go down Game 6 to come with a guarantee in Game 7, bold move. But yeah, hopefully Game 6 will be awesome. My one last random note I forgot. Grant Williams doing an interview in the hallway after the game. Did
Yep.
you see this? With
Yep.
Jaylen Brown and Al Horford slap him on the booty.
Ouch.
That hurt. Pretty funny. Yeah, pretty funny. That's a big old booty. I'd love to give it a slap.
They seem to enjoy it for
Yeah,
sure.
oh, yeah.
Like, well, I'm passing that. I'm giving that a
Juicy.
slap. That's a lap dance right there. Right? Grant Williams on you. All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to play a little Is This News? Don't go anywhere.
Our next partner is a classic. Let's talk about Athletic Greens. If you're looking to get better gut health, more energy, or a stronger immune system in a really easy, natural way, you gotta check out Athletic Greens. Nobody wants to take a bunch of pills or vitamins in the morning, but with Athletic Greens, it's all good. You can get rid of all those extra vitamin bottles and finally make some room in your cabinet. Cabinet space at a premium everywhere I've been. How do you fill up cabinets so quickly when you move somewhere? Doesn't even make sense. But Athletic Greens is an all-in-one solution that actually tastes good. You're going to enjoy getting your daily vitamins. With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. It's lifestyle friendly, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free. And Athletic Greens contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, nasty chemicals, or artificial anything, while still tasting good. How do they do it? How do they do it? You want to find out? Go reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. Just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day, that's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/nodunks. That's athleticgreens.com/nodunks to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
This episode is also brought to you by Philo. There's nothing better than unwinding and watching a little TV. VPR, RHOA, SH, that's Summer House. But the hassle of finding what to watch and a costly cable bill just isn't worth it. That's why more and more people are cutting the cord. Snip, snip. If you love TV, Philo is your solution. Philo has shows, movies, and live TV for just $25 a month. No contracts, no commitments, no hassle. Just a better way to watch TV. And check this, Philo has an unlimited DVR for 1 year, so you can save all of your favorite shows and watch them on your own schedule. You know how convenient that is during the NBA playoffs?
It's actually
When there's so many games, 40 games and 40 nights and all that, but you got all these other shows you want to watch? Well, you record it, watch it when you can, maybe a little afternoon viewing. Philo also allows for multiple profiles and multiple streams, so everyone in the house can have their own saved shows and up to 3 streams going at once, simultaneously. Say goodbye to fighting over who gets to pick what to watch. That used to be a thing. I used to have full-on arguments with my sister about what we're watching. Crazy. It's like I want to watch the game, or she wants to watch
tape America's Funniest Home
TGIF.
Videos, okay?
Yeah. Wild. You don't know how good you have it now. If you can't get enough TV, then there's no better way to watch. Philo has more than 70 channels like BET, VH1, AMC, and Vice. They got Storage Wars. Yup! Remember Storage Wars?
They got Storage Wars? They haven't opened every single storage unit in America yet?
No.
Wow.
Still going through them.
Salute to those soldiers.
Man. I like when they would always convince themselves they found something of value. This is gonna be worth something. No, it's not. And like City TV, Philo is everywhere. That's for you Canadians. You can watch from your phone, your laptop, tablet, or TV. We're talking Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Samsung, Android TV. It's easy to use and hilariously easy to sign up. With Philo, you can start watching in seconds for less money, and like I said, less hassle. So try it yourself with their 7-day free trial. Sign up today at philo.tv. That's philo.tv and use the promo code NODUNKS to get 50% off your first month. All right, back here in the Classic Factory, let's play a little Is This News? Yeah, it's been a while. Is this news? Throw a headline at you guys and you tell me whether or not it's really newsworthy. First one, it's from Shams of The Athletic. Tweeting yesterday, the NBA's competition committee is discussing the potential of an in-game penalty for flops that would result in a technical foul free throw. The trial is possible at Summer League in July. So not confirmed that they're going to do it there at Summer League, but maybe. Tass, is this news the idea of in-game penalties for flopping?
This is most definitely news, because I do think the NBA has had a successful endeavor here with the take foul, the one plus the ball for these intentional fouls to stop breakaway, runaway plays. So I think they are serious about trying to take away tech free throws. Take away flops, with the punishment being a tech free throw. The worrisome part is, I feel like a lot of reviews are coming, and
yeah, buddy.
and they don't seem to be going any faster. Yeah, the take fouls are good, in that they've been taken away from the game, sure, but there hasn't been a lot of video reviews regarding those. Those are speedy. The video reviews are just taking long, is all I'm saying, and I don't think they're getting any faster. They should be getting faster. They should be coming down from CCACUS. They should be coming down from the actual review center where they can review it, and then the refs get on the horn like they do in EuroLeague, like we saw the other day when we were watching the Final Four, and they already have some sort of idea of what's going to be called, and they discuss it, and it's done. This just going to feels like it's going to take forever.
Trey?
I'm with Taz. I think this is giving a little bit more for the refs to do, which means this is going to turn from a ref judgment call of is it a block or a charge into is it a block or a charge, plus is it a flop or not flop. We're going to be going to the review board a lot more often, and we're adding a technical free throw into it. So a flop has now gone from something that's annoying to something that's triple annoying. I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it works at Summer League if they do it, but this, I don't know. I don't think this is totally necessary, personally.
To play devil's advocate, maybe we have to go through some shitty viewing experiences, like you're saying, longer looks at the video reviews, whether it's a flop or not. Maybe we have to do it for a little bit to then hopefully remove guys from flopping, because if there is a real penalty. Whatever happened to guys being fined for flopping? That was a thing.
Exactly right.
And then that went away. It feels like it went away. Maybe I'm wrong. But, if you're hurting your team because you're flopping, because you're giving the team another shot, points in theory, then maybe these guys stop doing it. I mean, I'm hoping here, but I agree with all you're saying. Like, holy crap! Now not only are we trying to figure out what's a block and a charge, now we're trying to figure out whether that guy embellished it. And they're so good at it. Sometimes it's tough.
Yeah,
sometimes it's difficult.
It's
Sometimes you're like,
tough.
that's a flop, and sometimes it's like, I don't know. Did he fall over more than he needed to? Maybe he got hit.
Yeah.
So
it's something that has to be reviewed. That's the thing.
Yeah,
you just can't know off the bat.
Yeah.
It's unlike a take foul. It's more similar to a block charge where you have to look at it and you have to evaluate it. So it does sort of make sense to find somebody after the fact where you can go and watch the tape, and it's not part of the viewing experience. It's not part of the entertainment package to take another couple minutes. That's after the fact. That's a late night viewing party with McCutcheon hanging out at midnight. It's going to take time. That's the worrisome part, and that's why it's different than a take foul, which has been successful. That's been a great move. We barely see the take foul anymore in the NBA. It just doesn't happen a lot because it's one in the ball. So the penalty from this flop idea does make sense. Yeah, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Maybe we got to go through some trials and tribulations. But on the other side, I just don't know if it's going to be any faster unless they get faster up in the replay center where they sort of make the call.
Yeah.
And that's what we always talk about. But the penalty is a good idea. I just don't know how it's implemented because, we see too many flops. There's no doubt.
Well, the way to do it is, I guess, put it in Summer League or put it in the G League and try it out and see what impact it has on game time and how the flow of it's going and whether it is reducing actual guys trying to, like, embellish, the contact and all that. So give it a go. Do your research on it and
the Summer League
then decide.
Let's see what they can do.
Summer League part is funny, though. It's like 10 days of basketball. Mm-hmm. Well, let's throw it in there in the NBA next season. I mean, that's fast. You do it in the G League for a full season.
Okay. Next one here. In an appearance on ESPN's Pardon the Interruption, Brian Windhorst said the Philadelphia 76ers do not want to pay James Harden top dollar that they're allowed to in free agency. Quote, this is Windhorst, the 76ers have not shown an appetite to pay Harden the max. That's why they asked him to take a pay cut last year. The Sixers are not really motivated to pay him that max salary if they don't think anybody else is going to do it. So is this news? Trey, you get us started. Windhorst saying the Sixers don't want to pay Harden max contract.
Wait, I thought James Harden gave up that money out of the goodness of his heart, Skates. He did it for the team. And now he's trying to get paid. I think Windhorst also basically said, Houston's laying it on a little too thick here. Houston and Harden trying to drum up another offer, a max offer that that Houston would have, or that Philadelphia would have to go over the top. So I don't know. It kind of feels like Houston is going to challenge James Harden either to find a deal from Phoenix if he wants to actually try and win a ring, but I don't know how they can pay him what he's going to want, or go play on a non-contender. So Harden's going to have a choice. Get a ton of money and not get a ring, or take a slightly smaller contract with Philadelphia and
not
still
get a
be on a
ring.
contender. Hey, I didn't say it, man. Come on, Skeets. You know I'm out right now, but September, there's going to be a picture of James Harden looking cut for Harden, and I'll be right back in.
Okay.
I will 100% be back in. I can't stop.
What do you think, Tess?
To me, it feels like this is the end of Harden and the Sixers, because if there's any sort of feeling of being slighted, then he's out. And we've seen him leave a couple teams in the past because of that. I mean, he hasn't been comfortable in those situations. It hasn't been money, but it's a situation where he hasn't felt extremely wanted, while the Rockets, I do think, are laying it on a little too thick, but they're going to give him more of what he wants, which is money, and maybe even the ball in his hands a little bit more, and be able to do what he wants. Now, 4 years at the max is too much. So we talked about it. The Rockets definitely have to figure out some creative money figure, some creative way of a partial guarantee in the third year, maybe no guaranteed money in the fourth year, to be able to move on from James Harden when he's 36, 37. But I wouldn't count Matt Ishbia out of this. I wouldn't count the Suns out of this, because I do agree. I don't know how they make this happen, but they've got a partial guarantee on Chris Paul. I think they can get creative. Basically, they'd have to move on from Chris Paul to sub in James Harden,
Right.
which might feel like you're stabbing Chris Paul in the back. But Ishbia, he's making moves. So, if you can find somebody to take on the half guaranteed contract of Chris Paul next year, be able to lose some money there, save some money, boom, boom. You got Harden as your point guard.
So your concern with Harden is less maybe like the guy's going to make $40, $50 million on his next deal probably in year one. You just don't love the idea of 4 years of James Harden at $210 million or $202 million, which I believe another team can give him sort of max money. 50 mil for 4 years, like you said, getting up there in age.
Yeah, it feels exactly like what happened to Chris Paul, even though Chris Paul makes far less money than 50 mil. He's in the $30 million range, but yeah, paying him into his late 30s. Mid 30s, all right. I can see it, but yeah, a couple years at the max, and then, I think it makes sense for both teams. Ish. The Rockets and the Sixers, but somebody's going to sneak in there.
There is the issue that Philadelphia's in a tough spot here, because it's like Harden goes, and it's like, it's not like they're going to be like, all right, we got a ton of money to go figure out who our other point guard is. Like, no, that's not the case. The way they're, obviously their cap space is at least currently constructed. So it's like, that's why Harden's got them a little bit by the balls here.
That's right.
In theory. So we'll see. If you're a betting man, is Harden on the Sixers at the start of next season, or do you agree with Tass that maybe he's on another squad, Houston or somewhere else?
My guess would be Philadelphia.
Okay.
I think just because they are going to want to do everything possible to keep Embiid happy, and I think the Sixers are still a better team if it's Embiid, Harden, and Maxey rather than Embiid and Maxey. Like, I think Maxey's a great player, but I don't know if he's ready to be the number one point guard alongside Joel Embiid, and they're still a title contender. They still think they're going to be in the mix for a championship next year, so they're likely negotiating through the media, just like Houston and Harden is right now, trying to get a better deal. But when it comes down to it, they might have to pay up and figure out other stuff, trading Tobias Harris and rejiggering the bench, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and they are still looking for a new coach, too, in Philadelphia.
Yep.
Next one, final one, Sacramento Kings. They haven't updated their primary home and road jerseys since 2017. But that seems like it's about to change. A jersey refresh, it's been rumored for a while. And last week, the Kings shared this teaser that we're watching here live on YouTube, which seems to confirm those rumors that a new jersey's coming. We got some updated script word marks. So this is not timely because I missed this last week, but sportslogos.net all over it. Is this news that the Kings are doing some sort of refresh here, TK, when it comes to their look?
Yeah, it's definitely news. I love a script logo, first and foremost. Definitely better than what the Kings have going now, but we're acting like 6 years of wearing the same jersey is a long time before you need a refresh. I don't think so, Tim. I hope they stay with purple and black would be my other thing. I don't want them to switch to the old Royals colors of red, white, and blue. I mean, they look fine. They look cool as a retro, certainly, but the Kings just had their greatest season ever shooting a purple laser into the sky. You can't get rid of that right now.
Right. So the word mark is similar to what the Kings wore on their home and road uniforms, like, mid 80s to mid 90s, really, for a decade. But they did wear a lot of their black jerseys, Trey, in the playoffs here, which I think is their statement jersey, and their gray ones, those city jerseys. We saw less from the white ones and the purple ones, the association and the icon. And so I wonder if those are the ones that are getting the new look, the updated look, at least, Tess.
Yeah, that to me, like what you just said about the playoffs wearing their different jerseys, that almost makes me not care exactly which are what they're wearing for their home and their roads, because you can just wear your cities and your statements. That's what the Denver Nuggets are doing. They're wearing both, the Mile High City jerseys and then the statements, which are that little Denver font that's grown on me a little bit, the standard brown font. So those two have been prominently figured in their postseason run. So I wouldn't hate it if they do a little bit more cursive on their main jerseys.
Sure. But stick
because
with
they can
the
go with
purple,
the other ones.
like Trey said.
Yeah, I agree with Trey on that. I think at this point, when you're good, you can go to cursive. That's when you do it, right? And we had a couple people from Rochester, New York, the old home of the Sacramento Kings, yesterday in our chat. 2 people from Rochester, New York. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's a sign that they're going back to the old script Kings font. But yeah, need purple. I think if we look at the current font, it's not all that amazing.
No, I like the
now.
updated one. Yeah, if this is the one they're going with, which we assume they are, and we'll find out whether the jerseys are refreshed at the very least, new, whatever you want to call it. Probably coming soon. That said, coming soon, and that was released on May 16th. What's soon? How much of a window do you have with soon? Coming soon to me is you got a week.
Oh, so it's been too long.
I think so.
I guess how many days are in May? 30? 30 days? So they got 4 days. It's got to be within the month.
Within the month.
At the very least.
All right.
I think they had a feeling that the conference finals were going to be over.
Oh, they wanted this window.
They're going to do it soon.
So they're waiting for the Eastern Conference Finals.
I'm saying the conference
up?
finals are going to be over soon. They're going to do it soon.
Saturday or Monday, they're over.
So next week we're going to get a dump. Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah.
We're seeing these jerseys.
Full effect. So De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis have already worn these jerseys, right? I imagine, or are they going to be in an actual step on stage modeling?
Oh, I don't think we're going that far with this. This feels like hey, here's a tweak. Here's the word mark. We're already leaking that, and then here's the new association and icon jerseys. Just with the new script. Maybe on a dummy, on a mannequin. Maybe just photos. I always like when they release those photos and they have like all the breakdowns of like what this means.
Oh yeah.
You will note the little crown on the dot of the eye and stuff like that. I like those.
The crown is tilted at a 17-degree angle to mark the 17 years we didn't make the playoffs and then finally broke through. If I'm making predictions on who's going to be modeling these jerseys, give me Keegan Murray. I think he'll be the guy.
Okay.
Young guy, handsome, smiley.
All right.
Probably looks good.
Okay, so you think they're going to do that?
I think it's going to be Domantas Sabonis because we watched the Final Four last week in Lithuania, his home country of Lithuania.
Okay.
Arvydas Sabonis was there courtside.
He was.
Others were there, other European players. Domantas was not. I think they're holding him back here because they said, "Hey, we got to do this thing soon." Why don't they just do it now? But maybe they want actual people there in attendance, the media. They're saying you got to stay here. You got to stay here for weeks, my friend.
You guys are calling your shots with who's going to be showing off these new jerseys. You tell us which Sacramento Kings player, if any, will be wearing these new jerseys. What do you got? Breaking news? Coming soon is now?
Breaking news to me. Turns out 31 days in May.
Oh, you said 30?
Well, nobody corrected you, so nobody knew. I always have to do the song. 30 days, September, April, May. Well, did I say it?
Right? You just said it, man. 30 days have September, April, May, and November. But I think it's April, June, and November.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys sing songs.
Yeah, isn't that is the thing, right? I obviously don't know it because I'm
That's a
saying
song,
the wrong
and then there was
I
also
do the
something.
fingers. Fingers
You're
easy.
supposed to do like
January.
Yeah.
up,
No,
down.
I go
right?
fingers.
Knuckle- yeah.
January, like top of the fingers, a
Yeah, okay,
31
do it.
bottom.
Okay.
January,
Yeah.
February, March, April, May, June, July.
Yeah. Nice.
Those are all
That works
tops.
too. I
Tops.
learned knuckles.
Tops
That's-
being the shorter month.
No.
But what do you do?
What do you mean?
Well, you
to
just
the
hold
other
on. Do it
hand.
again then. Do it again.
January,
How
February.
many days are in January?
31. Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
It's so difficult.
Do it.
March, April, May, June, July.
Where was May on that? Down.
No, what?
Up.
It's up.
Fifth one.
31 days in May. Everybody knows that. I'm just fucking with you now. Okay, so they have a couple they have one extra day to release these damn jerseys. We gotta take one more break. When we come back, rapid fire fun with some insane questions because JD wrote them. Don't go anywhere.
Hold on. Time out. I get the Shopify ad read after what Jimmy Butler's done to Boston? Ooh, that's the sound of Butler clowning another Boston Celtic. Whether he's staring down Grant Williams, paying back Al Horford, or just completing another big face coffee sale, Jimmy is hearing that sound a lot these days. Shopify is the commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. Whether you're selling mini baseball bats or mini baseball helmets, Shopify simplifies selling online and in person so you can focus on successfully growing your business. Shopify covers every sales channel from an in-person POS system to an all-in-one e-commerce platform. It even lets you sell across social media marketplaces like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Packed with industry-leading tools, Shopify gives you complete control over your business and keeps it simple, like a big face coffee logo. You don't have to learn any new skills in design or code. And thanks to 24/7 help and an extensive business course library, Shopify is there to support your success every step of the way. Jimmy Butler started small too, started on Shopify. Now he's selling t-shirts for $75. Come on, Jimmy. It's a little too much, don't you think? Oh, I see a dad hat for $40. Okay, maybe. Might pull the trigger on that. No matter how big you want to grow, Shopify is there to empower you with the confidence and control to take your business to the next level. Now it's your turn to get serious about selling and try Shopify today. This is Possibility, powered by Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/nodunks. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/nodunks to take your business to the next level today. Shopify.com/nodunks.
Wow, we just spent that entire break looking at the calendar, confirming what months have 31 days and which ones don't.
Honestly, dumbest I've felt since trying to figure out how an ATM works. Tess knows this kind of stuff, though.
Yeah, I know the
ATMs,
boring stuff.
Calendars.
All right, well, let's wrap up this drop podcast with some rapid fire fun. Like I said, JD's got the questions, we've got the answers. Let's do it.
Yeah, guys. Let me get organized here. Here we go. This week, Skeets shared a Vice article with the headline that reads, "How Toe Socks Became My Surprise NYC Spring Essential." According to the author, toe socks with Teva sandals say, quote, yeah, let's have a picture of it. Quote, "I'm here for a good time, not a long time." And, quote, "I'm a single, thirsty pansexual." Guys, what's a must-have fashion look? How do you say that? L-E-W-K? Look? Look. What's a fashion look that represents you perfectly, Skeets?
Yeah, well, I shared this toe sock article because remember a long time ago we were at a cottage and a guy showed up in toe socks? Rainbow-colored toe socks?
Yeah.
It blew our minds. This is like 15 years ago at this point. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's early.
Anyway, so maybe think of this person. My must-have fashion look. I think for this summer, Nora and I just booked a trip to northern Italy, so I think it's gotta be a linen shirt
Nice.
and some quality swimwear.
Nice.
Right? That's gonna be the pair. I got a couple invites to some pool parties this weekend for Memorial Day weekend, next weekend, so I'm gonna start trying it out here, stateside, and then taking it to northern Italy in late September. Linen shirt, good swim trunks.
Nice. Tassie?
I can't stop looking at these damn toe socks. I despise them. And this, you said it was the person felt pansexual or pantsexual because.
Those are cool pants,
That looks
actually.
like a heavy pant.
Yeah. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
One leg only, though, huh?
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. And the pants are sort of falling
I
off.
feel like she's hiking up
Yeah.
just to show off, maybe? I don't know.
But the
You can wear with shorts or pants.
and the socks almost look like a cast. Like they look stiff. Maybe
Yeah.
it's the color. I don't know. Yeah, so I can't get over that. Anyway, question my look. Yeah. I also linen myself, top to bottom. Button up top, linen shirt.
Yeah.
And free flowing pants.
Nice.
And definitely a slip-in sandalia that I'm wearing on my feet because I'm just so easygoing. I'm so easygoing. That's actually the person I want to be, a person who wears linen. Nowhere close to being a person who wears linen. I'm uptight. But linen,
Wait, what? You're too uptight to wear linen?
yeah, if you wear linen, you are carefree. This guy's on a trip. Keats is imagine
True.
being on a trip.
Yeah.
You know, you're in somewhere hot. You don't have a job. Well, you're most likely if you're wearing linen. Top to bottom,
You got to be comfortable being Rumpelstiltskin
Yeah.
when you're wearing
Yeah.
linen.
Yeah.
wrinkles.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's no doubt. Yeah, you don't give a crap. That's the whole thing. You're wearing linen.
Right.
Linen.
So yeah,
Summer of linen.
Top to bottom. Am I wearing a hat?
Linen.
I don't
hat.
know.
They make those.
Sound nice.
That's not nice.
Trey.
Yeah, I mean, it's the wife respecter for me. It's all about that Toretto mentality. That's how I'm trying to live my life, quarter mile at a time. Family. Lifting weights. Just kidding. But I do want to have bigger shoulders. But yeah, I'm trying to show a lot of chest hair. Trying to be a little sexier this summer.
Jamal
Okay.
Murray.
I like it.
It's time, yeah. I told the guys on playback yesterday, I don't know, I got home after we recorded No Buffs, threw on a pair of shorts, looking at the drawer, no shirt. Just gonna go outside, be the dad shooting around in the driveway by himself wearing no shirt. Didn't put one on until we started the playback stream last night. This is the best you're getting.
Nice.
Way to put your foot down.
Yep.
People are anti no shirts for men right now.
People are anti no shirts.
They are, really? Yes, absolutely.
That's good to
People are anti
know
no
that.
shirts for men.
Yeah, anti men topless. Yes, absolutely.
All right, well,
Remember, Laura called you a dirtbag out on the water, right? When you weren't wearing a shirt.
I get called a dirtbag a lot.
It's got nothing to do with his fashion.
Yeah. I'm just
Hold
letting
on, he
that
was
dirtbag
on the water and you get called a dirtbag for
you
not
can't-
wearing
You can't
a
take your shirt off anymore.
Oh, that's insane.
People are anti-no shirts for men. Wow. There's being a water bag out there.
It's crazy.
Especially on the water. On the water, you got to wear your life jacket, but also
Yeah,
go shirtless underneath.
of course. Anyways, guys, it's Memorial Day weekend and summer. What?
What?
Oh, I thought you. Sorry.
No.
Okay, it's Memorial Day weekend and summer movie season is officially upon us. We all saw Fast X this week. Film session coming soon. Our man Eshwa just saw The Little Mermaid last night, and Stan Van Gundy told us he's definitely going to be seeing Oppenheimer when it comes out in theaters. Guys, Skeet specifically, to start, what movie do you have to see in the theater this summer?
I guess I gotta go see Asteroid City.
Yeah.
Wes Anderson's new flick. The reviews are in. And people are saying this movie's incredible. I love Wes Anderson.
Same.
Love him. There's some movies, recently that I've not been the biggest fan of.
French Dispatch.
Brutal.
Terrible.
Did not like it.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I don't love Grand Budapest Hotel.
I love it.
I don't love that
I
one.
do
But
love
anyway.
Watch it again. Watch it again.
yeah, maybe.
The second viewing is better.
Okay, but man, by all accounts, Asteroid City is incredible. It's getting these 8-minute standing ovations at Cannes.
Yeah,
and
but that doesn't mean
I
anything.
know
They're
the
always-
hoity-toity filmmakers.
Who
but,
times those, by the way?
Well, I saw 6 to 8 minutes is what I
Okay,
saw.
okay.
Maybe some people started sitting down
Yeah.
at the 6-minute mark, but some people kept standing for 2
Yeah.
more minutes.
Sure. Yeah, it's got to be hard to time. Do you go from when the first person stands up
Right.
or when the majority of the crowd stands
Right.
up?
But there's plants in there. There's PR plants
You're right.
who are
Wow.
standing there,
Absolutely right.
and everybody feels awkward, and they don't. I'm telling you.
Well, I've been convinced that I gotta go see this. And I will be going to the theaters. I believe it comes out in June to see Asteroid City with that
Okay.
star-studded cast.
FYI, we were talking about this yesterday, and as soon as I opened up some social media, the first thing I saw was Hollywood Reporter did not like it.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay, well,
after you, yeah. So, but Rotten Tomatoes, it's very highly rated.
all right.
Tassie?
I'm gonna see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Is that out yet or no?
I don't think it's out
June,
yet.
Close.
sometime in June.
Yeah.
Okay, does look good.
Yeah, I'm into Across the Spider-Verse, right? Yeah, last one was Into the Spider-Verse. So many names. So
many spiders.
This one is going to be the most confusing one yet, though.
Right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because they all get together. Did you see? They're all in there.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
assisted
yeah.
living for Spider-Man. They're everywhere. It's going to be like the Tenet of Spider-Man movies, I think. But I'm into it. I'm into Miles Morales as the main character.
Sam?
The main Miles.
Is there a Spider-Ham again?
Probably there has to be.
Gotta be, right?
Huge hit.
yeah.
John Mulaney, get that guy a paycheck.
Oh, that's who it was.
John Mulaney.
Yeah, of course.
I just watched his recent stand-up
Yeah,
on
and?
Netflix. It's okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
It's
I
okay.
saw it when he was here at the Roxy. It was good. I liked it.
Oh, you saw him live?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
that was months ago though.
Nice.
I assumed that it was mostly that. Multiverse, we're not sick of it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? You got to be in now.
I know, right?
Phase 4, Phase 5. It's all about the multiverse.
Did you
Like,
see?
I've seen all the Spider-Men together, but they were humans. Now they're going to be
Right.
animated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you see Quantumania?
not yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. Do we
I'll see
need to? I guess we do.
I guess so. I guess so. We're still on this
It's on
train.
streaming now.
Yeah, we're still.
Yeah, it's free-ish. Trey.
Yeah, June 2nd.
June 2nd.
June
you go.
2nd. Bet you were wishing May only had 30 days now, aren't you? Gotta wait one extra day. Yeah, speaking of multiverse, I guess I gotta see The Flash.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the trailer looks awesome. And I
Yeah.
said Michael Keaton's the only Batman for me. He's back. So I gotta watch this.
Yeah.
This one I feel like I have to. I'm like, man, they're luring me in here. Bringing back Keaton, that's big time. And it looks like the trailer looks awesome. The movie looks really cool.
It does.
I got no
It
idea
does.
what's happening, and I know this guy's not a good guy.
The real.
The man who is the Flash.
man who is the Flash,
The man who
yeah.
is the Flash doesn't seem to be a good guy.
But this is a whole multiverse thing
another
too, right?
multiverse,
There's two
yeah.
Flashes.
I'm not
there's
getting in their
obviously a million
multiverse, yeah, yeah.
Batmans. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we saw this 2 years ago. Anyways, I can't believe no one said Mission Impossible. I mean, that's insane to me.
Oh yeah. Coming out soon.
Mid-July, I believe.
That's one you want to see in the movie theaters for sure.
Yes,
Yep.
100%. Okay, last one. Speaking of movies and speaking of Fast X, I pulled my youngest son, Jackson, out of class on Tuesday to go see the latest in the Fast and Furious franchise. What's the best thing you ever skipped school for? Skeets.
I don't know if this is the best thing, but it's by far the weirdest thing I ever skipped school for. I've said before, I lived really close to high school, like within walking distance, like it was a couple blocks. So we, usually Brody and myself, my buddy Brody, we would go home for lunch. So we would leave, go to my place, make a bunch of grilled cheese sandwiches, hang out for an hour, and then head back. At some point in doing this, do you remember a show called Ben Murgy Live?
No.
Do you remember a guy named Ralph Benmergy in Canada? Okay.
No.
Ralph Benmergy.
Yeah, Benmergy. Am I saying that incorrectly?
I think it's Ralph Benmergy.
What am I saying?
Benmergy. You're like putting a French spin on it.
Well, okay. Is he not French?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't know.
actually.
No, he probably isn't. Okay, anyway, however you say it, Benmergy Live was a Canadian television talk show. It aired daily at noon on CBC News World in like the 90s.
Crazy.
So this is like exactly when, we were in high school, early in high school there, mid 90s. It was a weird show. It was like, it was about politics, but cultural topics. They had panel guests. They had a studio audience. It was live, and they did phone-in segments, okay?
Okay.
So, for whatever reason, Brody and I watched the show while we were eating grilled cheese sandwiches, and every day we would try and call in. So once, the topic was, it was something like songs you love to sing, but hate to love. Like that type of vibe. That was
Sure.
the topic.
Sure.
So weird.
Guilty pleasure.
We try and call. Brody gets through. And we're like, holy crap. He got through. He got actually talking to someone, and then he gave his answer. And they're like, yeah, that's great. We'll get you. We'll bring you on in a second. So it's live television. So it's like keep getting delayed and delayed and
Sure.
delayed. And we're like, we're going to be late for school. We're like, well, we got to see this through. Like, we got through. So I start recording it on VCR. And Brody gets on, and the song he picked was Lean on Me by Bill Withers.
What?
I know. And Brody's,
I hate that I love Bill Withers.
and so Brody's singing it on this weird Canadian talk show. We're recording it. I'm going nuts. We're way late for school. So he obviously gets off. We're having the time of our life. We stop it. We go in. We're, like I said, like class is basically finishing, but we come in right at the end. We brought the tape. And we're like, they're like, where have you been? You know, they're all upset, the teacher, and we're like, oh, this happened. And so then we played it for the class. I can't believe she allowed it.
Wow.
She allowed us to play it for the class of Brody doing a weird rendition of Lean on Me on live.
Oh, so he sang it on.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did
so-
Brody have the same deep bass voice
Oh
he
yeah.
had?
Oh yeah. I mean, he was 16, 15. So again,
Well,
best thing I ever skipped school for, no, but one of the weirdest things we at least missed on the entire afternoon for, to get on Ben Murgy live.
Like one of the deepest cuts ever on this show,
Yeah,
and we've had some deep ones.
I couldn't believe you remembered who he was. You
I had
didn't-
no idea
Yeah.
who he was.
He had also like a actual.
We only got 2 TV stations in Canada. How could I not? Ben Murgy.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying as in his first name was Ben, and his
Yeah,
last
Ben
name was
Murgy,
Murgy.
yeah.
No, Ralph Ben Murgy.
Oh. Ben Murgy, all one last name, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ben Murgy
Ben Murgy.
live.
I thought it'd be like,
Like two, like
know,
middle
Van,
name Ben,
yeah, like
Ralph
some-
Ben Murray.
or like
Yeah,
Fred Van Fleet.
Jewish last name. I
Jewish,
guess.
that
He
is.
combined
Yeah.
the Ben and the Murgy though.
BenMergui.
Ralph Ben.
That's right. Maybe I was adding my French flair to it.
All right, Tassie.
What a weird story.
What a weird pick.
What's the
Brody? I mean, come on.
Brody.
Lead on me.
He didn't get the question, obviously. You gotta ask him.
What do you mean?
He didn't get why. Why would he not want to like that song?
Yeah.
It's Lean on Me.
Yeah, I know.
Well, there was a
Or be
movie that
guilty
had
about it.
come out. Maybe that's
like in
why,
Brody's
like-
defense, like we were trying to piece together this memory last night. I was like, I had nothing, and he was like pulling out the name of the show. I was like, oh my god, it was called that. And like this song he sang, I'm like, oh my god. But we're a little unsure on what the topic was. But
Right.
it was something like guilty pleasure.
Okay.
And also, like, keep in mind, we called in every day before we had any
matter what,
answer.
no matter
and
what.
So Brody finally gets through and probably was just like, lean on me.
I like this song.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great stuff. Tassie, what's the best thing you ever skipped school for?
Also, not an incredible story. Something I will never tell as a great thing that I left school for. But you went home for lunch. I went to Little Caesars Pizza for lunch. Just getting a pie with that cornmeal texture. Just spending money at Little Caesars, walking there, getting inside. Hello, I would love to taste your tomato sauce and dough. And then walking back. I mean, that just felt good.
Has anyone ever walked into a pizza shop and said, hello, I would love to taste your pizza sauce and dough?
That's how I always
doing
order
that.
my pizza. Hello. Because every single part of a Little Caesars pizza when I was young is also growing up in Canada. It was also a novel pizza chain. It was.
Right.
It wasn't.
true.
It wasn't any of the staples.
Yeah.
Little Caesars. In our neck of the woods, it was a big deal. It was a big
Hello, I would love
They-
to taste your pizza sauce and dough.
deal. They had cornmeal. Yeah,
they did. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was new to us.
Yeah,
for
it was
sure.
new to us. It felt like a very special pie. So that's how you had to ask for it.
Listen how lame we are as students. Our skipping
like-
school is lunch.
Yeah, you literally lunch spilled over into. I was late coming back from lunch.
He just went for lunch and had pizza, and I just had my lunch at home like a big loser and called into the weirdest Canadian talk show.
Ralph Ben Murgy.
And then taped it to take the evidence into school that, hey, we weren't, smoking out back. We were on Ben Murgy Live.
It's like a doctor's note. It's my doctor's VHS. Dr. Ben Murgy said it's okay.
Well, that was my first answer, was smoking weed every day. I mean, really, that was even,
Yeah,
I
there's some
felt
answers
lamer.
you can't answer, you know?
I would like to try your pizza sauce and dough. I gotta order a pizza that way.
Yeah,
You want any cheese?
no.
I don't know.
Extra cornmeal, please.
Trey, what's the best thing you ever skipped
Trey,
school
well, you got
for?
a real story. Come on.
Okay, the year was 1996. Grant Hill was an ascendant rookie. No, he wasn't. He was a maybe third-year player for the
player.
Detroit Pistons. Michael Jordan had recently returned for the Chicago Bulls. It was Christmas time, and my mom said, you can pick one pair of shoes. Do you want the Grant Hill 2s or the Air Jordan 11s? You know me, I'm a Bulls fan.
Yeah.
I chose the Grant Hill 2s.
Oh.
I lived with it for 4 long years. Until October 2000, my senior year of high school. Jordan Brand re-released the Air Jordan 11, a shoe that was white, black, and purple. I played for a high school that was white, black, and purple, and my mom said, you don't need to go to school, you are super smart. So I took a day off of school to go buy a pair of shoes.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever did that. The first time I ever went and tried to get a pair of shoes when they came out. Game changer.
Were you
To be quite
standing
honest.
in line?
I don't remember there being a line way back when at the Fox Valley Mall. I still got these shoes somewhere. These are a keep forever pair, and
Really?
they are cooked.
Oh, yeah.
They are brown and black at this point. Yeah.
Can you restore? There's a way to restore old.
I'm sure you could wash them. The bottoms are
Yeah.
very yellow. I don't know how you change that part of it.
gums.
Yeah, the gumness, or I guess ice sole is probably what they called it. But it was great to right it wrong.
4 years later.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Still
right.
haunted.
Yeah, that's a real skip in school. JD, what about you? I bet you got a good one.
I mean, I did skip school one time to basically we went out to smoke weed, Tass, and then I came back. So just basically missed the whole morning. Came back after lunch, and it was the day the Challenger blew up. So it was just like. I literally swore off weed for 10 years after that.
I thought it was your fault.
I was like, is this happening? What is going? Because they had it on, they brought in a TV,
yeah.
which was huge, right? And so, and
When
it was
that
just
thing got wheeled in,
yeah, exactly.
especially if you were watching live.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
And so, you're a little bit high, and then you're watching this disaster. It was crazy. It was
Yeah.
crazy. So, not a cool story, but, it was the first thing that came to my mind. Just
A formative one.
yeah, a formative one for sure.
I guess I've never thought about skipping school in the sense that you were were you just outside the school smoking?
Yeah.
I'm more looking at it sort of
leaving.
Leaving.
Yeah.
I could not think of a time, right? We just for a reason we left, but
Yeah, it's different.
have been.
Well, I mean, we used to leave every day, for lunch. They don't do that here. They don't let them leave.
oh,
It's crazy.
that used to be the best part.
I know. It's just go to McDonald's.
The best part of growing up was calling into Ben Murgy Live.
That's actually a good rapid fire question. What's something notable you watched in school? Like a news story in school.
O.J. Simpson trial.
That's a great
The
one.
verdict.
That's a great one.
I can picture it. Yeah.
Weirdest one I had was they wheeled in the TV when Kerry Wood had his 20 strikeout game. Cool. That was awesome to get to watch, but I mean, it's just a dude throwing wicked sliders.
Oh, that's a weird one.
We just had the anniversary, I think.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Any other ones you can remember of the Challenger?
I mean, the Challenger.
I feel like there's. I guess I'm trying to think of
9/11 happened in college.
in college. I
yeah.
read that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Big hockey games or something like that. That they definitely would have done in Canada. I guess they're usually on at night. Yeah. I don't know. The 72 Summit Series. What time are they playing that at? Who knows? All right. Rapid fire, not so rapid. But some hilarious answers there. Hopefully this was a classic to you. Let us know if it was by leaving your boys a 5-star rating and review if you're a podcast listener. Subscribing to No Dunks on YouTube. Nearly at 75,000 guys when it comes to subs. So we are marching our way to 100K. And like the video. Shout out to everybody joining us live. Really appreciate it. Like I said, we're back on Sunday morning. All of us here in the Classic Factory to recap Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Whether the Heat are going on to play the Nuggets or the Celtics are giving us a Game 7, baby, we'll be here. Probably at 10 a.m. Eastern from the factory. That's on Sunday. So we will see you then. Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, one time I left school, skipped school to eat some nuggets at home.
This guy's crazy.
Yeah, I called my mom on the phone that I didn't have because it was before cell phones, and I said, heat up those nuggets. You just said heat nuggets, so I went with that. That never happened.
I was a little confused there with that story, but
Yeah, it was
Heat nuggets.
just as good as the previous stories. Other than Trey's. Trey's was a good story.
embrace the day, people. Embrace the weekend.